Hi, everybody. This is your announcement for August 20th, 2018. This begins week 2 for us in History 202. Hope y'all had a good weekend. And now is when we start actually studying history. So by now you should have gone through the Start Here module, completed the introduction discussion, as well as the Start Here information and syllabus quiz. So Module 1 is actually a module that's divided into 3 parts, and it is going to take us from now until the end of August, through August 31st. Okay, so the first part of Module 1 is Module 1.1, all right, and that takes us through August 24th. So this module is on Reconstruction and the Gilded Age. And I'm just looking at my computer. That's why my eyes are kind of darting around here. I want to make sure I get everything. Okay, so when you go to, first you'll go through Module 1, Overview and Objectives. Okay, read that first. And then go to Next, just click Next, and that'll take you to Module 1.1, Reconstruction and the Gilded Age. So on this, for this week, you will be doing a few things. Okay, so there are learning activities. The learning activities are to watch my lecture, which is on Reconstruction. Okay, and that's right in the page there. You just click on the video and you can watch that. I've also included a transcript of the lecture, so if you want a written version of what I say, it's right there for you. Also, you are to read chapters 22 and 23. There is a PDF of chapter 22 that is in this module in case you don't have your textbook yet. Okay, so that's there for you. You're also to read the Texas Black Codes, and there's a link that should take you, in fact I'm going to test out right now, take you directly to, yes, it's the website Digital History, and the page is the Texas Black Codes. All right, so as you can see, Reconstruction was a pretty rough time in our history. It was right after the end of the Civil War, and the country was still very much divided. So I'll talk more about this in the lecture that you see, so I won't go more into that, but it is a very fascinating time. It was over 100 years ago, and I am firmly convinced that we're still dealing, not identically, but our American society still deals with these issues of race. It seems like even more currently, they've kind of bubbled up to the surface over the last year. At that's our project for this week. So in terms of your assessments, you have a self-check quiz, which is due tomorrow. That's August 21st. And also there is a discussion which will be due August 23rd, which is Thursday. So just a reminder, you want to be sure to post your initial response to discussion by tomorrow, because that will be 48 hours before the due date, which is August 23rd. And also, just a reminder, make sure you post replies to 2 classmates. Okay, that's important. If either of those things get missed, you'll lose points on the discussion, and you don't want to do that. All right. Also, be sure to check for spelling errors and that sort of thing, grammar errors, and fix them before you hit submit, so you don't lose points on that. Okay, so that is what's happening for this week. I also want to encourage you to get started looking at your groups, and if you haven't already, introduce yourselves to your group members. Next week is when we really are going to dive into the group project, and I will talk more about that next week, but I think it would behoove you to get a head start and at least take a look at the instructions for the Standard Oil Ethics hearing. All right, so in it we're going to be recreating a hearing in front of a fictional Federal Trade Commission. Now, the Federal Trade Commission didn't exist, okay, in the time period we're studying, so I sort of made up a few things, but that is what we're going to do. And so we're going to be looking at the business ethics of Standard Oil's practices. I'll talk more about this next week, but I would like you to go ahead and just start looking ahead to the instructions, um, and so you can be familiar with that, and we get a good start for the actual work that will be done next week. Okay? All right, and get started doing the work as well. All right, start talking to your group members and maybe start delegating work on the project. Okay, if you have questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer questions and clarify confusion. We also have the coffee shop discussion board, which you are free to utilize. I know a few people have used that, so please continue that. That's a great way to communicate in the class. Okay, and I will keep an eye on that as well. All right, everyone, thank you so much. I hope you all have a really good week, and I'll see you again next week.